So this was one of the first techniques we used. We started thinking about comedy. We also did another thing, which is basically think about the character. So we're not really going to use Ahmed to be the presenter of the show. We're going to make a character. We're going to design a character with points of strength, like, basically, he's a little, or let's not call it points of strength, but basically things like being a narcissist. So he'd actually speak a lot about himself in the episodes. He'd be also very lonely. So most of the sketches, he's the same character because he cannot really find people he can identify with. And as you can see, of course, he has some naive dreams of being on a Time magazine back in the background. He's also very insecure, so he tries to show off the kind of knowledge he has. This character design has also helped us in building not only the set in which the episode is done, but also the comedy that comes out of the character. We also worked on something very, very important, and that's called the treatment of the episode. So this is one of our most popular episodes. It's basically about the effect of food on history. Now, we can make a very good video about how food affected our history, but we thought of maybe adding a twist, a little joke that people can relate to when watching the video. And what can be the joke other than the famous condition or the famous set in which a student studying and then tries to sneak into the kitchen and starts eating. But then a mother finds out that he's not studying and he's just eating and then argues with him. You're such a careless being. You just care for food. And then he stops like, yes, what's the problem with me being concerned with food? Actually, if humanity was not really concerned with food as much as I am, things would have been so much different. Actually, we wouldn't have built civilization because how did we build civilization? Because we made agriculture, which was a source of making our tummies in good conditions and safe there. We don't have to wait for a good hunt. We'd have the food right over there. This was one of the reasons we had agriculture. This was one of the reasons we have civilization. This was one of the reasons we have cities. Why? Also, famous argument by mothers, like, you should really study so that you can travel abroad, go to Europe, go to the US. Well, how was the US found? I mean, Columbus was going to India to bring spices for the Europeans. So, again, food. So apparently food is very, very important to making world history. And so these pieces of information are not really used as a form of knowledge that we give out to the people, but are given instead through a child arguing with a mother. You can expect how the comments section was like. All people tagging their mothers and telling them, aha, that's why I eat while studying. And so, this is our set. We made over 130 episodes, counting to over, actually 120 million on YouTube, but another 100 million on Facebook, totaling to over 220 million views for a science show. That's really big. Our team became a lot much bigger, so we actually started, instead of doing one episode a week, we're starting to do it 2 episodes a week on AJ+. So we usually the videos we did were like 10 minutes or something, but then actually in January, we hit our 100th episode, and it was a 14-minute episode, and it has about 2 million views on YouTube. So I'd like to end it here, because this is what I find the experiment of the show الدحيح brings to light. So I'd end with a quote by Michael Stevens, who is also a very famous science YouTuber. He used to say, I teach people in a way that by the time they know they're learning, it's already too late. You don't have to be really very direct with the message you present to people. As much as possible, one needs to be subtle. And that's what we basically work on. Thank you.